Good morning, year 2. We'll start with the English, okay? I want you to get your pupils book and go to page 102. Okay, I'll start reading for you the helpful hints. Okay, saying remember, the R phoneme is usually spelled AR, as in park, dark, harp. The E phoneme is usually spelled EE, as in see, like I see you, or EA, as in seat, like have a seat. The I phoneme can be spelled I, then a letter, then E, as in mine, Y, as in fly, IGH, as in tight. And the A phoneme can be spelled AI, as in train, AY, as in stay, A, and a letter, then E, as in crane. What you're going to do is, you're going to get your spelling copybook. Okay, I gave you a spelling copybook. I want you to work in the spelling copybook. Go to the back of the spelling copybook, and you're going to answer this question in your copybook. So what you'll do is you're going to draw this table in your spelling copybook, make it bigger, of course, because you're going to put these words in the table. So the table will have E phoneme, R phoneme, I phoneme, and A phoneme. The word cream and shy are already there. Put them as well. Then you're going to put these words. I'm going to read these words for you now. So the first word is cream, sleep, car, slice, shy, rain, plain, sharp, today, crocodile, chewy, nice, lay, then eat. After that, you're going to go to page 103. We're going to skip this. We're not going to do this because this has to be done in class. This, you're not going to do it in your copybook. You just ask yourself these questions and answer them. Don't do anything in your copybook. So the first question is saying, what secret plans and clever tricks do you think the enormous crocodile has? And we're talking about this story, of course. Okay. So first one again is saying, what secret plans and clever tricks do you think the enormous crocodile has? B is saying, what do you dislike about the story? What did you not like about the story? And C is saying, this is the opening of the story. Do you want to know what happens next? Yes or no, and why? Anyway, we go to page 104. What I want you to do now is you need to pause this video, stop the video, read these 2 pages on your own, try to read them on your own, and then you come back to the video and listen to what I read. Because I want you to try first on your own, okay? After finishing, I will read this for you. You can listen to what I read. Okay, the first trick. The enormous crocodile crept over to a place where there were a lot of coconut trees. So the enormous crocodile crept over to a place. He crept over means he went there without anyone seeing him. He went to a place that had a lot of coconut trees. He knew that children from town often came here looking for coconuts. The trees were too tall for them to climb, but there were always some coconuts on the ground that had fallen down. So the crocodile knew that kids would come there to get the coconuts. The trees were very high for them. They could not climb the trees, but they came and they collected from the coconuts that were on the ground. So I'll continue reading. The enormous crocodile quickly collected all the coconuts that were lying on the ground. He also gathered together several fallen branches. So the enormous crocodile collected all of the coconuts that were on the ground, and he also collected some branches from the ground. So we're here now. Now for clever trick number 1, he whispered to himself. It won't be long before I'm eating the first part of my lunch. He was talking to himself here. He took all the coconut branches and held them between his teeth, like you can see in the picture. Okay. Then He grasped the coconuts in his front paws. Then he stood straight up in the air, balancing himself on his tail. So he grasped the coconuts. He held the coconuts in his paws. The paw is the hand of his hand, or his foot is called paw. And he stood like this, like you can see in the picture, and he balanced himself on his tail, means he made himself not fall. When you balance, if I'm going to balance this marker, I'll balance it like this. I'll make sure it doesn't fall. So it didn't balance like this, it's falling. It's not balancing. Okay, so if you balance something, you make it like I balanced the book like this. Now it's not falling. Okay, so he balanced himself on his tail. He stood on his tail so he doesn't fall. Anyway, we'll go back. Oh, we were here. He arranged the branches and the coconuts so cleverly that he now looked exactly like a small coconut tree standing among the big coconut trees. So he arranged the branches and the coconuts. He put them in a way that he looks like a tree. He made it in a clever way that he looks like a tree, but he's a small tree. Okay, he's not the big. If you look at the trees, you'll find these are big trees, and he looks as if he's a small tree. Soon, two children came along. They were brother and sister. The boy was called Toto. His sister was called Mary. They walked around looking for fallen coconuts, but they couldn't find any because the enormous crocodile had gathered them all up. So they were looking for fallen coconuts. They didn't find any coconuts because, of course, the crocodile collected all of them. Now we have speech marks here. Oh, look, so someone is talking. Cried Toto. And of course, we talked before, cried. Does cried mean cried? It doesn't, it means shouted. So Toto shouted, said, oh, look. That tree over there is much smaller than the others. So who's still talking here? It's still Toto. So he said, the tree over there, and he's talking about this tree, is smaller than the others. Back here. And it's full of coconuts. I think I could climb that one quite easily if you help me up the first bit. Who's still talking here? Of course, it's still Toto because it didn't say Mary's talking. So he said, I can climb the tree if you help me. He's telling his sister, I can climb the tree if you help me. Back to reading here. Toto and Mary ran towards what they thought was the small coconut tree. The enormous crocodile peered through the branches, watching them as they came closer and closer. He licked his lips. He began to dribble with excitement. Okay, let's go back here again. Crocodile peered through the branches. Peered means looked, but when you peer at someone, you're looking and you don't really want them to see that you're looking. And he licked his lips. So when he licked his lips, why do you think he licked his lips? I think because he thought, now I'm going to eat. So as if he's hungry and food is coming to him. He began to dribble with excitement. Dribble means when, I'll show you the picture easier. Here he's dribbling. So, you know when like liquid is falling from his mouth because he's excited that he's going to eat. Anyway, you're going to go to page 106. You're going to read these two questions and this one as well and answer them in the back of your copybook, your spelling copybook. I also want you to try reading the questions on your own and answer them. If it's hard for you to understand the questions, so you pause the video. This is the last part of the video. If you can answer these questions, just close the video, go and answer them. And you don't have to go back to the video. If it's hard to understand the questions, I'm going to read them for you anyway. Okay, so number one here is saying read these two pages and you answer, and you're going to answer from this story, okay? So A, what is the enormous crocodile's clever trick number one? and please write in full sentences. Okay, this is for everyone. Write your answers in full sentences. B, where does his plan take place? So where is the place that he had his plan? He went somewhere, so what is that place? C, what are the names of the two children? D, what does the enormous crocodile do when the children come towards him? C, why does the enormous crocodile hold leaves in his mouth? Why do you think he has leaves in his mouth like this? Okay, now number 2. You're going to look at this picture. It has him with dribbling here. Teeth look like knives. These is teeth. They look like knives. Thinking of secret plans and clever tricks. So now he's thinking of secret plans and clever tricks. So you're going to look at this picture of the crocodile, and you're going to write 2 sentences to describe him. Okay, and you can use the words that are in the labels here to help you. Okay, so you can use this word, and you can use these words to help you in your sentences. Last part, you're going to write a sentence to describe how the enormous crocodile looks when he's pretending to be a coconut tree. So write 1 sentence. How do you think the enormous crocodile looks when he's acting as if he's a tree? I hope this is okay for you.